second. So, today we are going to be talking about wrestling and Elimination Chamber, WWE Elimination Chamber. We'll get around to that in a minute though. Heads up, the camera I'm using today, or rather the phone I'm using today, isn't my usual one. And therefore I can't guarantee it will come out the way I want it to, the video. There is a chance this could be out of sync in a couple of minutes, but hopefully, with being ASMR, the chances of you watching the video rather than just listening to it are pretty slim. So if you're just listening, then it shouldn't really be an issue. It only becomes an issue for you and me if you decide to watch it. Anyway, hopefully it works okay. The other camera, stroke phone, has decided to break on me without any warning at all. So I had to resort to this one. Anyway, I hope everyone's well. It's been a minute since I last did a video, and in that time, not a lot has happened. At the same time, a lot has happened. But we'll just talk about wrestling today. Apologies if you're not a wrestling fan. Hopefully, if you just like the ASMR side of things, you'll still get some enjoyment out of the video. Now, I said about 3 weeks ago, I think it was after the Royal Rumble, that I would start previewing and reviewing pay-per-views that the WWE put on. I'm trying to hold up that deal here by doing this video. I admit I didn't do the preview to Elimination Chamber, I just didn't have the chance. So hopefully by doing this review that makes it up to you all. Yeah, so Elimination Chamber, let's just get right into it, okay? I don't have the list of matches in front of me, we're going to try and remember them as we go along. It wasn't the busiest of pay-per-views, which I was quite happy with. I listened to a bloke on YouTube in America. He's a big WWE fan, huge, and he compared it to an NXT. He compared it to an old NXT pay-per-view style show when Triple H run NXT. Obviously, he's now running the main roster, and I watched quite a few of the NXT pay-per-views back in the day before it became the new NXT, which I don't like. And you'd get like 5 matches. That was it. This was similar. So what did we get? We had Edge and his missus against Ripley and Finn Balor. That was 1 match. We had the men's and the women's elimination chambers. That's 3 matches. We had Brock against Bobby Lashley. That's 4. Roman, Sami. That's 5. And did we get another women's match? I don't think we did we? Was there any other matches on the show? That was 5. Well, let's have a quick look. I say that. The only way I can have a look is by using the broken phone. It might be feeling kind and let me check. So you find out. But this is why I should have wrote this stuff down, really. Bear with me, guys. Okay, so it turns out I could have saved myself from looking, as there was only 5 matches as stated just now. And that was right, that was a good amount. I mean, if you think about who didn't get on the pay-per-view, who in the past years have had on there, so Rey Mysterio has got his rivalry with Dominic going on, wasn't on there. We had the New Day weren't on there, although they're not in a rivalry at the minute, are they? Sheamus and Sheamus and McIntyre could have had a match with the Viking Raiders. Thankfully we didn't get that. But yeah, it was just very good simple matches. I like that. And yeah, there was 5 very good matches. So we kicked off with the Women's Elimination Chamber, which there wasn't anything too drastic happen in that match. The right person won, which was Asuka. Asuka got the win and will take on Bianca Belair at Mania in a one-on-one. The last 2 I was a bit surprised with. I thought, what's her name now? I thought it'd be Raquel and Asuka as the last 2. It ended up being Asuka and Carmella. A bit weird. But anyway, yeah, Asuka gets the win and goes on to face Bianca Belair at Mania. Yeah, like you see some of the women's wrestling, and it's gonna be a bit, without being too harsh, gonna be a bit crap. Like some of the shots that they take is very average at times and not very realistic. But this match was quite brutal, a lot of passion against the side of the chamber, etc, etc. Yeah, it was good, I enjoyed it. Then we had what I thought was a match I would wind through. Honestly, I thought I'm going to wind straight through this. It was Edge and his missus against Ripley and Finn Balor. I'm pretty sure it was the second match on the card. Let me just think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. This match was hard hitting. It was good fun. The right team won in the end. With Edge and his missus winning. But we had Dominic Mysterio down there, like through the whole match. Well, most of the match. Eventually, he was chased off by Edge, but then made another appearance. I'll be honest, when Dominic was teaming up with his dad, I found it quite lame. His wrestling was a bit him as a wrestler was a bit but the way they've moved his character on, like as a heel, same up with the Judgment Day, that has really developed him a hell of a lot. When he starts going about being in jail and around hard men and stuff like that and doing hard time, I crack up every time I hear that. But yeah, Edge put on a great performance. I watched Edge a couple of years ago when he made his return after years out. His return was against Randy Orton, and that match was awful. It was so bad. It was like a false count anywhere or something like that, or no DQ. And Edge was just so slow and rusty. It was not good. This match with Finn Balor at Elimination Chamber, the mixed tag match, was really good. Yeah, Edge obviously he's back to his best. His best was 15 years ago, or whatever it was, when he was in his prime, but it was a good performance. Probably about time we could. Well, probably about time we finished this rivalry now. I don't see the need to keep it going much longer. There was a good spot. You had Edge. What's his missus' name? I keep calling him his missus. Edge and oh my god, what's call her his missus again? My mind's just gone blank, guys. I apologise. Anyway, they had Ripley and Balor in the Edge similar to Bret the Hart submission, sharpshooter sort of thing. Anyway, he had him in this move, and Ripley was also in it from we need to find out her name. Beth Phoenix, of course. So Beth and Edge have these simultaneous submissions on Balor and Ripley, and Balor wants to tap, and Ripley's holding his hand off the mat to stop him from tapping. I like that a lot. It's quite a nice little touch. Just little things like that really add to the story. They really do. But in the end, we also had a part where Beth Phoenix was going to get her hand. He was on the steps, and Ripley was going to smash it with a chair. Yeah, that nearly happened, but thankfully it didn't. But you were seeing Edge and Beth Phoenix with the victory. The rightful team won, and hopefully that just puts an end to the storyline now, because it's been dragging on for a long time. Good performance by Balor and Ripley. Obviously, Rhea Ripley already has the match with Flair at Mania, therefore doesn't need to be in the Elimination Chamber, because she already got a title shot booked. Damien Priest wasn't at ringside because he was taking part in the Elimination Chamber later on that night, so we didn't see him during the match, which again was the right decision. The next match was Brock Lesnar against Bobby Lashley. Did you see on SmackDown recently where Brock come out? I like Brock showing his personality. His sense of humour is quite good. He came out and he kept saying, Bobby who? When he saw Bobby Lashley, he's like, Bobby who? I don't know why I found it funny. I guess it's just because it's Brock Lesnar, who's always serious. Back when he was with Heyman anyway. So when you can see a bit of his funny side, I enjoy seeing that. So this last Friday on SmackDown, so the way I worked, it was Saturday night, I watched SmackDown, and straight after I went to the Elimination Chamber. Not in it literally, I wasn't there in the chamber, I was watching it straight after SmackDown. But I hate to say it, but the flop of the century in terms of storyline is Bray Wyatt. That's my opinion anyway. For how much they built up Bray Wyatt's new character and Uncle Howdy and all that stuff, they put so much time and effort in. That just feels like a massive flop now and a waste of everyone's time. But he came out on Friday, chased off them three idiots, the ones in the rap band or rap group, team, whatever they call them. I forget their names. Like the worst three people on the main roster by far. And Bray came out during their segment. Why, I don't know. I mean, is that who they really got messing about with? And Uncle Howdy also came out. They didn't so much chase them off, did they? They took them out. I forget their names though. Apologies. That's how uninterested I am in them. But Bray, I mean, it's just so stupidly random. He gets in the ring on SmackDown and says that whoever wins out of Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley, they should run. So we're getting, as SmackDown finishes, we know we're getting Bray against Brock or Lesnar. Now, like any typical Brock Lesnar match, unless it's against, who did he have them great matches against? He had a spell, didn't he, where at Mania, he had like two or three great matches, I think it's at Mania. And it was against like smaller opponents, not your big, like Bobby Lashley's and Roman Reigns. No, I think it was against, who did he take on now? I think he took on Rey Mysterio, one of them. Bryan also, and I forget the other one. But he really showed that if he wants to, he can really put you over. I was impressed that a few years ago. But we had, this was like your typical Brock against Big Man. So Brock against Braun, Brock against Bobby. Both of them hit their signature moves. Both of them take some fairly big bumps. And just as it's looking like it's over, bear in mind, we don't know who the heel is in this match. So Brock, when he came back as a cowboy Brock, was a babyface. Then he disappeared. Then he came back this last time as a heel. But then we've seen Lashley, or Bobby Who, come out as a heel recently, because he's back with MVP. So I don't know if Lashley's the heel, Bobby's the heel, sorry, Brock is the heel. Because then we see a heel move from Brock. They're in the match. Bear in mind, Bray is going to take on the winner. So Bobby wins the match, but not properly. He won via DQ. The referee's, I think he got squashed in the corner or whatever, or that was the other match, wasn't it? The referee's distracted or some more of it. And Brock gets a low blow on Lashley. Gets him with a low blow, and that was that, like, foot between the legs. Referee did see, didn't he? Sorry, because it was a DQ, so I'm not saying he was distracted. Referee sees it, calls the match, and has it done. So I'm guessing, I could be wrong, but I'm guessing we're getting Bray Wyatt against Bobby Lashley, or Bobby Who, and Brock Lesnar at Mania. Do I hate it? No. Does it help Bray's character? No. Not at all. Could we get Bray and Uncle Howdy against Brock and Bobby? I doubt it. I mean, on paper, Bray gets squashed by both Bobby and Brock. That's just the truth of the matter. So I don't know how they're going to play it out. But yeah, and then we found out that did we find out on Friday on SmackDown? I think so. That this coming Friday, they're bringing back the Firefly Funhouse. Why? I don't know. I literally have no idea why they'd bring that back. That was part of Bray's old character. They don't need it for him now, but that's what we're getting. So, yeah, what's the point in going away if they're going to keep doing the same old stuff that died off a slow death the last time? Anyway, next we had the men's Elimination Chamber match. I think that was the fourth match of the night. And this was, the competitors in this match was Austin Theory, the US champion, put his belt on the line. Seth frickin' Rollins. Apologies if you can hear a motorbike in the background. Montez Ford, Bronson Reed, Johnny Gargano, and I'm going to forget the last person again. Oh, Damien Priest. There we go. I think we started off with Seth and Johnny. I think we did, from what I can remember anyway. I like this. The best part, well, not the best part, one of the really good things about this match was all 6 of these wrestlers are former NXT wrestlers. They're all former, like, proteges of Triple H, which I thought was bloody badass. If Vince had still been in control of the main roster on a daily basis, that doesn't happen. But all 6 were, like I said, former Triple H, like disciples, so to speak. And they all looked pretty good. Damien Priest looked like a say that much. Then we had Theory, obviously going in as the champion. I didn't want him to lose the belt, so I was happy to see him have to go away. But if he didn't already, he did retain. I was happy for that to happen, in all honesty. Who else said? Bronson Reed looked like a beast. Now, Bronson Reed is not going to win the US title, probably ever. Reason being, he has no mic skills at all that we've seen. None at all. But he was meant to look bloody strong. The fact they took 3 or 4 finishing moves from different competitors to put him down showed and made him look like a beast. Who's the one I said? Reed, Montez Ford, Gargano, Theory, Rollins, Priest. As our last man was Montez Ford, my MVP of the match. Going into it, for the last couple of months, I've been thinking he's like a young Rock. He really reminds me of a young version of the Rock. Different wrestling style, don't get me wrong, but the charisma in this man is there. He's got the mic skills, he's got the confidence, he's got the look, he's got the athletic ability, he's got the figure. He has everything going for him to be a future, I don't mean future not right now, but down the line, singles champion, if not WWE champion. Top champion. I really believe that. His tag team partner Angela Dawkins, slightly less. But years ago, going way back to when I was a kid, there was a famous tag team called the Rockers. The Rockers had somebody who went on to be very, very famous in their team. There was Marty Jannetty, and there was HBK, Shawn Michaels, as he was before he was HBK. As a tag team, they were bloody brilliant. Really got to show his mic skills. And then one day, he turned on Marty Jannetty, a la Seth Rollins turning on Roman and Dean Ambrose. And he became a star, and he became one of the best and biggest names the WWE's ever had, ever. I can see something similar for Montez Ford, not necessarily turning heel, but Angelo Dawkins turning on Montez Ford, possibly. I think the only problem with it eventually will be that Dawkins gets let go to 6 months down the line or so, because on his own he's going to be like a fish out of water. But sometimes you got to give your teammate the chance. If Ford has what it takes, then he needs to be given that chance. I mean, there was a bit in this match where I've never seen it in a chamber match ever. He clung from the top of the chamber, like pretty much legs wrapped inside the bars, his feet wrapped inside the bars, his hands on in the other bars, and did like a splash or whatever from the top of the cage. I watched and I thought, you don't need to do that. That is just, I mean, I'm just getting old, I think. But it's just some things I watch and think, you don't need to take those chances. It's too dangerous. But he came out of it unhurt, so that was the main thing. Gargano did a bit as well, where he came off the top of one of the pods, flipping it. I thought he'd hit his head off the pod. He came down, he was holding his face. I really thought he'd hurt himself quite seriously. Thankfully he didn't. Anyway, the winner of this match, after interference from Logan Paul, who took out Seth Rollins, and then hit him with a curb stomp. He did I think it was a lariat off the top turnbuckle clothesline, a bit like Hangman Adam Page, like his finishing move, and then he hit the curb stomp on Rollins. So yeah, against Sami. The match we'd all been waiting for over in Montreal. Sami's hometown. His wife was there, his family were there, his kids were there. And he came so close. So close. It was a bit clumsy in parts. Like we lost 2 referees. There's a bit where Sami gets like a 10 count, should have won the belt 2 or 3 times. Because there was no referee up and about. We didn't get it. Couple of bits that went wrong in my opinion. Different to everyone else's though, my opinion is. So, both men put on a great show. Absolutely great performances by both of them. We see Roman about to hit Sami with a chair after giving the chair by Paul Heyman. And out comes Jey Uso to stop Roman. Gets in the way. Obviously the thing with Sami, Jey, Jimmy, I was a bit surprised it's his solo. That's a bit weird, no solos that go up. But anyway, Jey gets in the way, stops Roman. Roman gives Sami the chair, Jey the chair, sorry. Says, you do it. You do it, he's ruined our family, broke us up. You hit him with the chair. And Jey can't do it. And then Roman's talking trash to Sami, a bit like he was to KO when Sami hit Roman with a chair at Rumble. And it looks like Jey's going to hit Roman in the back. But he can't do it. He doesn't do it in the end. But prior to this, I think it's prior to this anyway, we have Jimmy out there. Jimmy came out, I think before the chair was introduced, or was it afterwards? I'd have to rewatch it. Jimmy comes out, kicks Sami Zayn like 4 times, 4 super kicks, and a splash off the top turnbuckle. You're thinking Sami's done for. I think he then kicks out. Somehow Jimmy got took out, I don't know how. Maybe he was took out by Sami somehow. And that's when Roman gets the chair off Paul Heyman, and then Jey comes out and stops him. And Jey and Roman are arguing. Sami goes to spear Roman. Roman steps aside. Sami spears Jey. I think that's when Jimmy then comes out. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Jimmy then runs out after Jey has been took out with the spear. And Jey hits Sami with the super kicks, etc, etc. The bit that I didn't like, it's all the way through. I thought, okay, this is how it's going to go. We're going to get Jey come out. Sami thinks he's going to help him, i.e. stand up for him. Jey is then going to turn on Sami, basically ruining putting an end to their friendship. Sorry guys, cut it short. Putting an end to their friendship. And KO will come out before the end of the match and stop Jey and Jimmy beating up Sami. Or we get Roman and Usos beating down KO and Sami in front of their hometown fans. And that's how I thought it'd go. The fact that we didn't see KO until after Sami Zayn lost the match. He's getting beaten down. And then KO comes out and takes out Roman and Jimmy. Jey had already gone at this point. We didn't see Jey again after that spear. But the fact that we didn't see KO until after the match was just odd. Like, if you're telling us, let us know he's at the arena and he can't stand Roman, why did he not come down before the end of the match to try and stop Roman from winning and defending his belt, retaining his belt? Instead KO came out afterwards when the worst thing that could happen had already happened. Roman had already won the match and retained his belt, screwing over Sami. So I think at Mania we get Sami and KO against the Usos, but at the same time it's still open for a triple threat with Cody, Sami and Roman, because KO came out afterwards, and Jay didn't turn on Sami. If anything, Jay was more on Sami's side than Roman. There is the spear that Sami hit Jay with, but why would Jay hold anything against him for that? Because he just has to watch the video footage and see, hang on, it was an accident. He was trying to hit Roman. So it's not, that would be stupid storytelling if they said, oh, Jay's now angry at Sami for hitting him with a spear. Makes no sense. So, we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out, guys. Can't wait for Raw and SmackDown. Raw tonight, SmackDown on Friday. And the final build-up for WrestleMania over the next few weeks. Yeah, anyway, take it easy, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, comment below. See you again very soon.